Alright, what's going on, you guys on YouTube? I just want to give an update as far as school goes. I'm currently attending Full Sail University, and I do some of these videos to update my experience so far and just to shed some light on anyone who might be interested in going to the school. And to be honest, I have actually like little to nothing to say about the school as far as a negative opinion goes. But I will say that it is a lot of hard work, and it's just one of those things where you kind of have to like dedicate yourself, and it is going to be hard at times, especially if you have kids and a family or you're married or whatnot. But just stick with it. So far, I think I have about 4 more months to go before I'm finally done with class, and I'm bummed out to say that, but at the same time too. Um, I'm kind of like relieved because I don't have to worry about the stress of school anymore, and I can actually kind of like jump into the real world and really see how it works. Because one of the things you have to do in class or at least online is they tell you to get do a DC short, which is a short little film that you'll make with the FS5 that I got, and then where well you'll get in the mail, but you get what I'm saying. Anyways, so yeah, what you'll do is you'll go out and you'll do a unpaid or paid internship or just volunteer. I think the easiest way to really cleanly say it is volunteer your time. So when you apply for that, tell them you're volunteering your time because a lot of places will flip out where they'll look at you kind of weird if you're looking for something paid and you really don't have anything to show for it, no work or anything, which is kind of where I was at. Luckily for me, I found a place that was paid, but they didn't follow through with what they were telling me, so it gets a little funky. But there's two ways to go about that, and what I found out or what I learned from it is that if you just need the degree, but you already have the experience, just do the short. That's as simple as that. You already know what you're doing. You don't really need the production hours. In fact, that would actually be the production hours would be a little bit easier for you to do just because it's already there. But I would recommend doing the short. Now, if you don't have any production experience, but you've been filming your own little projects here and there, I would highly suggest the experience if it's just something that you haven't gotten into. So whatever you have the very least experience in, go with that, and it'll actually pay off. Like you'll learn a little bit. With me, unfortunately, it didn't work out that way. I don't have any experience, any professional experience in the field. I've never worked for a production company or anything, and I ended up doing the short just because mine didn't fall through. But anyways, so I should have mentioned it from the beginning. I'm doing my bachelor's in digital cinematography, and I'm getting a lot sooner than I thought I would be, to be honest. Because what ended up happening was I thought it was going to be like a 3 to 4 year program, and it's barely 2 years. Like it's happening fast. But what you'll end up doing is you'll do one class a month, and sometimes there's more to that class, so you have different folders open for it. You'll know what I mean if you actually get in the school and log on to the platform, but it's really cool. Um, right now, I just finished up Fundamentals of Production 3, I think it was. And the reason why there's three is because there's different stages of production, and that's really what they're trying to outline or emphasize on that. So you really get a feel for how it's gonna be on a professional level. In which case, I think is really cool because it gives you more of an idea of what's going to happen. But you'll notice throughout the school, throughout the whole program, as far as breaks go, you don't really get too many. I think I honestly, out of the entire time I was attending, I got maybe a week or two at most. I did apply for some time off for employment to go figure that out, but I had to end class or I had to take an academic break, so that's how it worked out for me. But what you'll do is I'll go over the camera equipment again too. You'll get the FS5 It'll come with a light kit. It's like three different light stands. There's one that comes without a little what do you call that? A filter, if you will, diffuser. So you'll get one that comes without a diffuser, and you'll understand what I mean when you get it, because it all comes off. Westcott is the brand for it, and you'll realize how, like, to start out with, or just to play around and experiment with and do the assignments. It's really not a bad kit at all. The only difference is you'll go on the website and realize, out of pocket, how expensive it is. And that's why I got really excited about it, because not only was it my first kit, but I got a lot of time to play with the camera. And even if you do get a little lost throughout the class of it, what you can do is go on YouTube or download PDF files of how to work the camera, and it gets a little easier from there. So, but my experience so far was it's been great, in all honesty. I've learned a lot more as far as camera setup, different shot types, location, permits, paperwork, scheduling talent, budgeting. Um, what else did I learn? There's a bunch of different stuff you'll go over, and some of it kind of repeats itself. To be fair, like for instance, you'll keep hearing about different shot types, and then you'll watch some movies here and there to really get a feel. I think one of the biggest ones I had to watch was Indiana Jones, and it does get a little repetitive, but I had to watch that movie like 4 times for an assignment to really get the different. And it was really just to compare the movie to the script. So you'll do a lot of script writing as well, and the paperwork, again, it's not the funnest thing in the world, but you're going to be doing it a lot in the field. So like I said, so far, I'm completing my fundamentals of production 3 class, and it's definitely one of those things where you want to make sure you have everything from the get-go. So keep track of all the footage you get and back up, back up, back up. The reason why I say it 3 times to back all your footage up is because you literally, for me, for instance, what I did was, or I learned the hard way, was back up your footage in 3 separate storage devices. If that's 3 USBs, do 3 USBs. If it's 3 external hard drives, do 3 external hard drives. Whatever you have to do, but back your footage up. I can't stress on that enough, because that kind of hemmed me up a little bit, and I was really pissed. So, but yeah, a lot of your teachers, they'll work with you. They understand, you're just students, you're just learning, you're gonna make mistakes. That's how it happens. You just want to learn from your mistakes, and don't be that guy to submit footage last minute or come up with excuses on why you couldn't, because I guarantee you you're not the first one they ever heard from. Um, a lot of your classes, well, you'll have professors that have actually done TV shows and movies and such. For me, that's how it happened. I think the current professor I have right now did a couple of TV shows with Martha Stewart. Um, so I mean, it's not like the teachers, they have professional work done. They're not just gonna hire yahoos who don't know what they're doing or have no idea what you're going through. They know, trust me. I've been on video chats with a couple of them, and just out of curiosity, I've asked them questions about how they got in the field, what got them interested, and and such. But those are realistically questions that you're gonna answer for yourself, because there's this bit you're gonna do called "Who I Am as a Filmmaker." And again, back your footage up for this bit, because it's going to go on for at least 3 months. And what you're going to do is you're going to keep fine tuning and refining it until you think it's perfect. And then you're going to submit your final thing, or your final submission for it. And from there, as you're not going to realize it at first, but as you go through a lot of this stuff, you're building your portfolio too. So fresh out of school, you have something to go off of. I would recommend, actually, if you can, taking some time yourself even after school. If you graduate, do a lot of your own projects. Um, and just save them to YouTube, save them to something. I would actually highly recommend YouTube. Just keep it professional though. So when you actually go to your employers, the really cool part is that YouTube is your portfolio. I mean, yeah, you have your resume, and anyone can put on their resume anything they want. So they're gonna look at that, but realistically, what's on YouTube is your own work. So they're gonna look at YouTube with a fine-tuned comb and realize, say you do get a job with a production company. Um, I think one of the bigger brands for me that I liked a lot was Twisted Pictures. For obvious reasons, I'm a horror fan. But they're gonna look at that. If you make it that far, if you're lucky enough to get in that office and you're gonna surprise the crap out of them, they're gonna look at YouTube videos or Vimeo, whatever account you have with, and they might look at maybe one, and they're gonna play it, and then I guarantee from that point on, if they don't like you, they're just gonna say, "All right, thank you for your time. We'll keep in touch." And then one thing's gonna happen: either you're gonna be lucky enough for them to call you back and come in, which case you might have a job, or correction, career, or they're just gonna say something nice to get you out of their office and never talk to you again. So and that's something I learned too. When I was getting my production hours, that's exactly what happened to me. Going in there, I really didn't have too much to show for myself other than my word, and I gave my resume, and literally, they said they were gonna keep in touch. They said there wasn't any reason why they wouldn't hire me, even though I wasn't really looking to get hired. I was just trying to volunteer my time, and never heard from them again. So, um, so yeah, the school has taught me a lot. I mean, they don't just teach you how to record video, or how to film. They teach you a lot about art and what to look for in your shots. They teach you a lot of rules to abide by or learn. That way, I mean, those rules you can break them, but you want to know how to break them first. Because if you just go out there with a camera and think you're gonna magically become a filmer and break all the rules, not knowing the rules from the get go, it's gonna look like crap. Um, no offense to anyone who's done that. If that's worked for you, that's fine. But that's just how it was explained to me personally. It's hard to break a rule when you don't know um, how it was, how the rule was. Just know your rules. Easiest way to go about it. But while you're in school, though, market the crap out of yourself. Look for anything, any reason to get your name out there. Get as many followers as you can on YouTube. Um, look for volunteer jobs where you can do a lot of camera work. Anything to get your foot in the door. And it's going to seem like you're doing a lot of freelance work for free, even if you have to volunteer your time. But realistically, if you think about it, the more experience you have, the better. Whether it's unpaid or not, the better. And to be honest, I really didn't think I was going to last this long. I just That's just a personal thing with me. I tend to beat myself up more than I really should. But I mean, you'll get there. You'll make it. Just devote your time and be a hard worker on this. Don't just completely play it off. Keep in communication with the school and the teachers, and they will help you. I think there's honestly one professor that I had problems getting in contact with, but I was still able to pass the class pretty easily. But yeah, just keep with it. If it really is a passion of yours and you love it, work at 110%. I guarantee you will get through it. But so that's my video. I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this up and just say work hard, learn, and in the end, at some point forward, it's something I've kind of taught myself. If you can, pay it forward. There's plenty of us out there trying to make it in this field, and everyone needs a little bit of guidance or help here and there. So if you have any questions about this video, please comment below. I'll do my best to answer them. I'm pretty straightforward, honest guy, so I'm just trying to help anyone else out who's interested or looking for a good school or just looking for some expertise or whatever. So yeah, just let me know. Talk to you guys later.